Good afternoon, this is Stormcastle, and today I want to talk about the Mortal Thor. This came out last week. I picked up my books yesterday, and it's an amazing book. And I'm not going to go into too much of any of it, but let me find what Ewing has written. He said, if they be worthy. Let's begin again. You hold in your hands number 1 of a new Thor comic. Does that tell the whole story? Let's begin again. You hold in your hands issue 26 of Mortal Thor, a 3-act story about Marvel's version of the Norse God of Thunder, which now enters Act 2. At the end of the first act, Thor met his fate and died, sacrificed to power a spell by his sibling Loki. The gods have been too long in autumn, Loki said, and there must be winter. And now the greatest of the gods is dead, and everything has changed. The Asgardians are trapped in the 9 realms, and that remains after the Midgard was cut off seemingly forever, severed from the mortals and the ones they called friends. What will become of them? What will the tales of Asgard be told, and does that tell the whole story? Let's begin again. You are holding your hands, issue 787. Of Thor, a character whose stories have been published continuously by Marvel since June of 1962, bearing a very brief fallow period during the 2000s. Hundreds of creators have turned their hands to detailing his adventures, including the great Pascal Ferry, who drew one of my favorite of the more recent runs, rejoins us to deliver some of the most vibrant, action-packed, and downright charming art I've seen in a while. I said in the last one that these are the Thors. I like Thor best when he smiles. Pascal draws a very nice smile. Does that tell the story? Whole story? Let's begin. There have been many thousands of tales of the Norse gods. Many can be read in the original Eddas, though many are from the days that have been long lost to time. And there are in the inspired new tales of Thor right up to the present day in prose and poetry and cinema and comics. This is not one of them. You hold in your hands the first issue of a new saga about a new hero who finds himself at ground zero of battle between strange forces he knows nothing about, fighting for his life and perhaps his soul. A hero with no powers, no lineage, not even memory to call his own. A story that begins right here in these pages, turns sharply in the middle and ends with inevitable tragedy woven by uncaring fates. A man who walks the roads of a god pays a terrible price. This is the Mortal Thor. Over time, we're going to tell Sigurd Jarlsson's whole story now. But for now, let's begin again. Ewing. And that just made me happy, and I wanted to share it with you guys. This is a good book. This is Stormcastle, and have a good one. Bye.